Maathrey, namaha. In today's class, we will discuss the next Slokam of Soundaraya Lahari, the 27th one. But before we get started, let's do the prayers. Manasvi, can you do Shrikanto Matlosimo?
श्रीकान्तो मातुलोयस्य जननी सर्वमङ्गला जनकाः शङ्करो महादेवः त्वं वन्दे गजाननम्
Vimalapati.
विमलपटि कमलकुटि पुस्तकरुद्राक्ष सस्तहस्तपुटि कामाक्षि पक्ष्मलाक्षि फलितविपञ्चि विभासि वैरिञ्चि
Manojavam.
मनोजवं मारुततुल्यवेगं जितेन्द्रियं बुद्धिमतां वरिष्ठां वातात्मजं वानरयूतमुख्यं श्रीरामदूतं शिरसा नमामि
Apadam Apaharsaram.
आपदामपहत्कारं दातारं सर्वसम्पदां लोकाभिरामं श्रीरामं भूयो भूयो नमाम्यहम्
Shri Rama Rama Rameti.
श्रीराम राम रामेति रमे रामे मनोरमे सहस्रनाम तत्तुल्यं रामनामवरानने
Sharadani Radendu.
शारदनीरदेन्दु घनसारपटीरमरालमल्लिका हारतुषारफेन रजताचल कासफनीस कुण्डमन्दार सुधापयोधिसततामर सामर वाहिनी सुबकारत नొప్పు నిన్ను మదిగానక నన్నడుగల్గు భారతి
Jnananandamayam Devam.
జ్ఞానానందమయం దేవం నిర్మలస్ఫటికాకృతిం ఆధారం సర్వవిద్యానాం హయగ్రీవ ఉపాస్మహే
Guruve Sarvalokanam.
गुरवे सर्वलोकानां भिषजे भवरोगिणां निधये सर्वविद्यानां श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये नमः
Shivashakti Ayukto.
शिवशक्त्या युक्तो यदि भवति शक्तप्रभवितुं न चेदेवं देवो न खलु कुशलः स्पन्दितुमपि अतस्त्वामाराध्यां हरिहरविरिञ्चादिविरपि प्रणन्तुं स्तोतुं वा कथमकृतपुण्यप्रभवति
Very good. So, in the last few classes, we have discussed the various slokas and we have finished until the 26th one in different orders of the slokas as prescribed by the Jagat Guru to understand the cryptic meaning of the slokas of Soundaraya Lahari and how it is applicable to us in the current day and time when it was given in 8th century AD, more than 1200 years ago. Soundaraya Lahari and Sundarakanda are two most powerful tools equivalent to Brahmastras for the current Kali Yuga to protect ourselves from all the distractions, destructions, deviations, and any kind of obstacle or a hurdle that is likely to come are in our way. If we look at the intricate details, both Soundaraya Lahari and Sundarakanda talk about the meditation, the secrets of how to pray to the Shakti that is within. We keep searching all across the places and then we come back and find that this so-called Shakti is residing in our body, therefore keeping us alive. What we call Shivam, Satyam, Shivam, Sundaram. Why is it called Satyam, Shivam, Sundaram? And Jagat Guru Adi Shankaracharya picked up Shivananda Lahari and Soundarya Lahari from the Satyam, Shivam, Sundaram, which is also a Mahavakya from the Vedas. What are the Mahavakyas? We have quite a few Mahavakyas, but the most prominent ones are Aham Brahmasmi. I am God. Very easy to say, but very, very difficult to realize. Tat Tvam Asi. That which powers me also powers you. But I actually get distracted at the physical level because you and I look different. So I don't even go further thinking you and I are any bit same because right from my birth, the childhood, I have been conditioned by the surroundings, the society, the nature, and the people that I mingle with to look at the differences between others and I, and therefore think they are different, I am different. Okay, which looks to be true, which appears to be true at the gross physical level. But if I continue to look at the sources, it will all be same. Can we explain that a little better? For example, in an apartment community, okay, on a floor, let us say first floor, there are 6 apartments. And all the 6 apartments are watching television, okay, at the same time. In apartment number 1, they probably are watching National Geographic. Apartment number 2 is watching Discovery Channel. Apartment number 3 is watching ESPN. Apartment number 4 is watching Sony TV. Apartment number 5 is watching DTV. Apartment number 6 is watching Bhakti TV. Now, all the 6 apartments are watching different channels on their respective televisions, which are also different. Okay, but assume all of them have taken a connection from Tata Sky, or even let's say some of them are taken from Tata Sky, some of them are taken from Airtel, and all of them have their dish in the balcony pointing to the same direction, whether you are Tata Sky, Airtel, because the satellite that is broadcasting all these channels is positioned at a certain direction, which we have read in the school as geostationary satellite. If I look from the surface of Earth at that satellite, at any given point of time, it appears to be at the same position, as I'm looking at. Therefore, it appears to be geostationary, but we know Earth is rotating. Therefore, the satellite also has to rotate in order to appear that it is always at the constant position. So for us in India, there is a satellite that all these DTH, direct to home, you know, the channels that are providing the DTH service, the dish service, they subscribe to that. If that satellite is not functioning, all the TVs in the first floor, the 6 TVs, will not function. If that satellite and the dish, if there's a cloud that is coming in between, all the TVs in the first floor will say, go check outside, maybe it is raining, maybe there are clouds, therefore the TV is not able to receive the signal. Now, all these TVs are from different brands. All of us have different DTH providers. Somebody might have Sun, somebody might have Airtel, somebody might have Tata. But all of these don't work if that satellite does not broadcast. But how many of the people who watch the TV and the channels know about the satellite? Those ones who are curious to know why is that a cloud passing by the city or town I live in is blocking the signal. When it is blocking the signal in my house, how come my neighbor's house also shows the same message? So once we start peeling the layers of this onion, then we'll understand this satellite is the one that is empowering all these TVs. Without the satellite relaying the signal, these TVs are just dumb terminals. Just like the Parashakti is a satellite who is propagating the Shakti in us. The reason she's called Parashakti is because she is outside of all of us, just like the satellite is in orbit. And she is broadcasting the Shakti in all of us. The moment that Shakti is taken, the Shivam in us goes away, transforming us to Shivam. Therefore, Ikaram is the Bijaksharam of Mother, the Shakti Tattvam. Satyam Shivam Sundaram. So Jagadguru Adi Shankaracharya picked up Shivam Sundaram and turned it into Shivam, turned into 100 slokas called Shivananda Lahari. Then he did not say Shakti Lahari, he called Soundaraya Lahari. The word The word Lahari, if we were to look at it, is extremely powerful. In the Bija Mantra of Mother Lalita Devi, the most important one is called Panchadasi Mahamantram. Pancha means 5, Dasi or Dasa means 10. Panchadasi, 5 plus 10, 15 Bijaksharas are there in this Panchadasi. In this 15, there are 3 kutas. They are divided into 3 groups. The first one has 5 Bijaksharas in it. The second group has 6 Bijaksharas in it. The third group has 4 Bijaksharas in it. 5 plus 6 plus 4 is 15. All these 3 groups, the first 5, end with a sound that exactly sounds like Laharim, Laharim, Laharim. The first, the second, the third, all the 3 parts of the Panchadasi mantram end with Laharim, Laharim. Okay. And therefore, Jagadguru Adi Shankaracharya was a visionary, realized in Kali Yuga not everybody will have the mantropadesam for Bijaksharas. The mantras Om Namo Narayana, Om Namah Shivaya can be chanted even if no Guru has initiated us. But the Bijaksharas have to be chanted only after we receive the initiation by a Guru who practices them, right? Just like the way, you take the seeds, and when the seeds are thrown into fertile soil, you water them, and the sunlight both come in contact with the fertile soil in which these seeds are sown. That's when the germination happens. Therefore, the bija aksharas, bija means seed. Okay, the seed or the seed syllables, when they are implanted in our mind by a farmer equivalent guru who will continue to shine light upon us by her or his learnings through the Jnana Marga, right? And the Dhyana Marga. Reading books is relatively easy, but absorbing what is in the book, assimilating to a level of how it is applicable to me, my society, my time, my contemporary times, my companions, people who are a part of my journey, is only translated when you actually take whatever you learn from the book and try to apply it to yourself in your day-to-day life. Just like you have a Google map, which tells if you are navigating a route map. A Google map tells you how to go from point A to point B, but it cannot go on its own. Only when you're driving in your car, it knows you're going on the right way and tells you whether it is the right path or the wrong path. Similarly, the Jnana Marga that is there in the books is like a Google map. It will tell us the path, it will tell us the obstacles, it will tell us the distractions, it will tell us the hurdles that are likely to come our way, but it won't do it on its own. We have to walk the path, and when we are walking the path, we know what is the milestone we are reaching, how many kilometers away are we from our destination, therefore what kind of maneuvering I have to do in order to keep continuing my journey from the source that I started to the destination I need to get to. And in that part, the Bijaksharas will continue to remove the obstacles because they will give us the power to first develop the patience, because anything and everything in nature only progresses at the pace of the nature, Prakriti. Therefore, Mother Divine is also called Prakriti. Just because I am in a rush, I started when I'm 50 years old or 60 years old, and I don't have many years in my longevity, does not mean I can accelerate. I have to start, make hay while the sun shines. It's it's gonna take its own course of time and evolution. Depending on our sincere efforts, they get accelerated. But when the Bijaksharas are given to us, the same Shivananda Lahari, Soundaraya Lahari, Sundara Kanda. Again, Valmiki picked up Sundara. All the other kandas of Ramayana, Aranya Kanda, Bala Kanda, Ayodhya Kanda, Yuddha Kanda. The moment you talk about those, you know what that specific group of chapters are going to talk about it. Only Sundara Kanda, the name has no meaning to what happens in it. How can a monkey be beautiful by nature? But Sundara here is Hanuman, a monkey that transforms into divine by devotion, none other than devotion. And no other monkey has transformed like a Hanuman did. Therefore, when we say Manojavam Marutulya Vegam, the maximum number of temples in India are for Hanuman. Because of the transformational journey the Hanuman, the Mahakapi, the great monkey, undertook, crossing the ocean, going to the south of India from the tip, southernmost point, Dhanushkodi in Rameshwaram, to Suvarna Lanka, essentially going inward when a person is going down in every aspect, not material aspect. When the material wealth actually person starts gaining, the more they gain materially, the more they will go away from the spiritual truth, because the distractions of Kali will be so intense that this person who is gaining material wealth will have no time for the spiritual efforts, the spiritual sadhanas. Very few who materialistically gain a lot will start getting vairagya because of their purva janma sukrutas. And they say that is called na iti philosophy. Na iti, na iti, na iti. Okay, I have material riches, I have multiple homes, but even then I'm not getting continuous happiness that will lead to bliss. Therefore, these houses are essential, but they cannot give me a continued state of persistent happiness. So, this is not the real pleasure move. Then they, talk about all the other material pleasures that can give a certain amount of happiness for a certain time, but again then they will make us so unhappy after that spell, like the alcohol. A lot of people have basically what they call, after they get a high, they have the headaches and other things. So the half an hour, 40 minutes, whatever high it gives, it will continue with a prolonged time of low. Only, therefore, what makes us happy will continue to make us unhappy. What gives us bliss, there's no opposite word of unbliss. Bliss is that process, that thing that will continue to give us constant joy. For example, when you want to do a bhajan, you see some people when they're doing bhajan, when they go to temple, they feel happy. They get tears of joy, tears of bliss. That is bliss. You become grateful for everything that you have, and you don't know how to express your gratitude to God. That is the true prayer. That is the stuti. When the words stop, when the thoughts stop, when the acts stop, that becomes the truest and the highest prayer that can be offered to the divine within and the one who is all pervading. That is the slokam that we are discussing today, that is given by Jagadguru Adi Shankaracharya in Soundarya Lahari. In Sundara Kanda, as Hanuman, just like any one of us, gets to the southernmost point, going south means one who is going down in his life. Every human, from the moment they are born, they're only going down south. So how does he cross the Noor Yojanas or 100 Yojanas Samudram? That is the distance between when I close my eyes and where my heart beats. It's a parallel to what Hanuman did. And what are the obstacles that will come in it? Before he goes to Ashoka Vanam, where Mother Divine is dwelling, in our human body, which is exactly a parallel to Meru or Sri Chakra in 3 dimensions. The Bindu in which Shiva and Shakti are sitting is there in the crown chakra. Shiva is doing meditation as a yogi, and Shakti, Mother Goddess, is at the bottom of the spine in the Kunda. Therefore, she's called Kundalini. As we start doing Dhyanam, this Kundalini, which is dormant in all of us, will start getting charged up, and then it will start ascending up to unite with the divine Shiva. And when that happens, we will realize that you are the divine. You become the Aham Brahmasmi. You become the Tattvamasi. But it's very easier to explain and difficult to experience, because remember, it's a Prakritik Vidya. So it takes a lot of effort, everyday effort, in order to elevate ourselves. Therefore, they say from the moment a person is initiated into Sri Vidya, it takes an equivalent 100 years equivalent effort. But in a human life, as we have discussed in the previous class, the first 25 years of my life, I am running after getting education, certification, in order to become self-sufficient, so that I can get married, I can feed my family, I can bring, my sons, my daughters to this world. And the next 25 to 30 years, I am focusing on enabling them. How many years passed by? Already 55 years. 25 of first years in making of my own self. The next 25 years, typically, I get married and have kids 25 to 30 years. By the time those kids become self-sufficient, I'm 55 already. From the moment my body crosses the 50th year, it is no longer called Sariram, because it starts losing the natural energy gaining capacity, just like the dish TV, where the cloud comes and blocks the signal. Diseases like cataract, diseases like vein blocks, diseases like artery blocks start coming in, because I haven't done the required sadhanas in the first 50 years. Therefore, my body is no longer continuing to be in a state of ease, therefore, pushing it into a state of dis-ease. What starts with yoga, because of the journey through the boga in the first 50 years, pushes me into roga. That's what Jagadguru Adi Shankaracharya says, Traivedyam. So if we follow the yogic schedule at a very minimalistic, not really extensively, and don't indulge in the no's that the Vedas have said, we will continue to have our bodies enabled. We see and read about Mahatmas who have lived. For example, my great Guruji was Devara Baba, lived for a documented 298 years. How did he live? And until the last day, he was very able bodied. How did he live for such a long time? Because he did the yogic sadhanas of, the Kriya Yoga, essentially the internal yogas, which continue to keep his body in ease. And even as he was physically aging, his internal organs were of the age of 10 or 11 years. Today, the biggest fight the pharma industry has is anti-aging. They will never be able to crack the code, because no matter how many pills and injections you give, you will not be able to slow down the aging process. The only way to slow down the aging process is to eat less, is to speak less, is to breathe less. That is the reason devotees start becoming maunis. They tend to become relatively silent. The less they speak, the less energy they consume. The less energy they consume, the less food they have to eat. The less food they eat, the less the body has to digest. The less that the body has to digest, the more aura or cosmic energy it can attract. Therefore, the body will continue to be in a state of ease. Now, the Soundaraya Lahari talks about these things. The Kanda talks about these things. When we are superficially reading the slokas, of Sundarakanda and Soundaraya Lahari, we think a Hanuman is going, jumping over and fighting with the first, so the Trikuta Parvatam that comes up. Then he's fighting with, Simhika, who captures his shadow, which has basically all addictions that are bodily to do with. Then Nagamata Surasa comes out. The Divine Mother tests him, whether he is Buddhimatam, how much of the bookish knowledge he has read is he putting into application, so that she preps him up before he enters the most distractive Suvarna Lanka, which has beautiful women, which has beautiful palaces, which has all the material riches, because even the roads and the streets in Lanka were made of diamonds and gold, therefore getting the name of Suvarna Lanka. When we are going inward, we will get the most intimate distractions that will continue to throw us off the course. Therefore, when we are reading a Sundarakanda, it tells how did the divine monkey get rid of these obstacles. Therefore, that monkey we started calling Sundara, because he saw the divine in him. And as long as he kept jumping here and there, saying, I want to get the darshan of Mother Goddess Sita, he never got it. The moment he realized, saying, I have been arrogant, thinking that I wanted to get the darshan, until she gives the darshan, I will not be able to get it. Then Hanuman genuinely offers a prayer, saying, I have come this far like an arrow that got released from the Rama's bow, not because of my power, because of the devotion and Rama's power. It is when Rama shoots an arrow, the arrow cannot claim the strength and power is the arrow's. It is Rama's skill on how he shot this arrow, and that will decide how far this arrow can go and how fast this can go. So if I have come from the southernmost point of Dhanushkodi in Rameshwaram in India to Suvarna Lanka, I am the arrow, and the devotion I have towards Rama is what powered me to get on this Rama Karyam. And therefore, oh mother, you have to burn. Ra is the Agni Bijam, Ma is the Amrita Bijam. You have to burn my ignorance and therefore open the tap of bliss. Therefore, when you remove my ignorance, only then I will be able to. Therefore, we say Rama. First, ignorance needs to be burned down into ashes. Only then I will be able to identify my true self. The moment Hanuman made that prayer, immediately he saw the beautiful mother who was sitting under the tree in Ashokavanam and dropping tears. And that's the darshan that Hanuman got. And the moment he saw that, he saw an illuminating radiance of 1,000 Suryas. Sahasrabhanu, we talk Udyadbhanu Sahasrabha in Lalita Sahasranamam, like rising 1,000 suns, that illumination and radiation. And Hanuman, the Mahakapi, was blinded with that light. And then he realized this mother is no ordinary mother, because Hanuman, Valmiki calls Hanuman monkey in Sundarakanda. When Hanuman is searching for Mother Goddess Sita in Sundarakanda, he goes through the beautiful bhavanas, the buildings of Ravana, getting mesmerized by the beauty through which they were carved and built. And in one room, he sees 50 women, semi nude and nude, lying around Ravana. And there's one beautiful woman, fully dressed, very properly sleeping at a bed, very distant from Ravana. And Hanuman gets to think, is this Mother Goddess Sita? And immediately he slaps himself, saying, why would my mother even sleep in a room of Ravana where there are other women who are very improperly dressed? In the Antapuram, in the bedroom. And therefore, Valmiki says the monkey nature of Hanuman has come forward because he hasn't truly realized himself until he had the darshan of Sita. Then, when he apologized for his ignorant thought that distracted him, that mother who was sleeping there is none other than Mandodari, Ravana's Dharma Patni. And then Hanuman went on to say this prayer that I just said before Sita's Darshanam came. Okay, that is the reason Sundarakanda continues to become an Upasana Kanda. Therefore, you see people who are in the Sri Vidya Upasana continue to chant. The first 60 years of longevity, it goes away. And then majority of people from their 50th year get into diseases because they haven't done make hay while the sun shines. The sun on his or her life has crossed the middle mark. Therefore, Sariram becomes Deham, the one which needs to be burnt down. Time is ticking, right? Kalo Jagat Bhakshakaha. Ishvara is eating away all of us in the form of sunrises and sunsets. Therefore, after 50th year, person cannot sit down, person cannot sit for a longer time in dhyanam. Even if they're sitting in longer time, the mind has not been trained to focus on one mantra, one thing. It's constantly distracted either by a phone or a WhatsApp or a YouTube or a TV or a channel or a newspaper that continues to engage us through the external means of distraction that we have trained our body and mind for the last 50, 55, 60 years. And now we regret how much time we have wasted. Even that regret comes only to those people who genuinely realize what they have missed in the first 60 years. Therefore, that regret in them at least starts making a mild U turn in their life that will start giving fruits in the next Janma. Because if a person starts in his 55th or 60th year to do these sadhanas, he or she will not be able to do them effectively. Therefore, for Kali Yuga, it it takes at least 5 janmas or 500 physical years equivalent to reach moksham or the divine feet of mother, and therefore it is a continuation from one janma to another janma. You will see some people will pick it up so young in life because they are continuing from their previous janmas, and they are reminded very early on about their vasanas. Okay, and vasanas are those karmas that they have done in the previous janmas that will continue with the sukshma sariram or the karana sariram to the physical or the stula sariram in this janma. Jagadguru says in the 27th Slokam, Japo jalpashalpam sakalam abhimudra viratana. Japo jalpashalpam. What does it mean? Japo jalpam. Jalpam. Japa, we all know what japa means. What does japa mean? Japa, tapa, pa is common. Japa means that we keep repeating. Let's say Rama, 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 Rama. Are you doing Rama Rama Japam? They'll say, means that which we continue. When the Japam continues, it will lead us to Tapam. Tapam means we forget anything, everything to do with this body. Hunger, we forget about hunger, we forget about thirst. So Japam leads us to Tapam. Japo jalpa shilpam sakalamapi mudra virachana. Start with japam. Ramanam Koti, Ramakoti. People say, write these things. When you are writing, your mind is much more focused. So, Japo Jalpaha means the utterings, the mutterings of the japa, the name, the mantram. Silpam Sakalamapi means silpam sakalamapi means any movement I do with my hands. Because when I do namaste, namaste is a mudra. Why do I say namaste? What is the importance of namaste? Tat tvam asi is namaste. That which powers me when I do namaste, the joined hands, thumbs point to my heart. the source. When I say me, I don't point to the tip of my nose, though it is also me. I don't point to my right ear. I point to the place where the heart beats. So that which powers me also powers you. Therefore, Namaste is a very common mudra we do. If you look at Venkateshwara Murti and other murtis, they have Abhaya Mudra. They have open palm that says, when you approach me, you have no bhayam. When you look at a Dakshinamurti and Ayappa, they have Chin Mudra. The index finger and the thumb are touching. This Chin Mudra is what calms down the monkey in our mind that is jumping from one branch of thought to another branch. Once you give japam to this monkey and it starts practicing it, you are transforming the monkey in your mind into a Hanuman. Silpam sakalamapi, every movement of my hands. Then mudra virachana. What is mudra? Dancers actually have mudra. Whatever they do with hands, it's called mudra. Whatever they do with eyes is called layam. Okay, and the master is doing thalam. Thalam essentially. Similarly, when I am doing japam, there is somebody dancing in me. Who is that dancing in me? My breath is doing the dance. That is the Nataraja Tattvam. Shiva is dancing in me in the form of breath. When I do japam, this dance of Nataraja starts aligning with my breath. This is called the Hamsa Yogam or Soham. When I'm chanting a name, unknowingly that mantra and my breath become one. This is called Hamsa Yogam or Soham. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. Paramahamsa is a state of a yogi or a devotee where the mantram becomes their breath becomes mantram. How do you know? When they are doing something, if you slap them, if you suddenly do something, that name of the god or the mantram comes out of their mouth. They will not say Amma, Ayya, Abba, no words, but that mantram or that name of the divine comes out of their mouth. That is how a person is tested by gurus. So mudra is locking of the hands. We talked about Chin Mudra, Jnana Mudra, Abhaya Mudra, and Namaste. Japo Jalpa Shalpam Sakalamapi Mudra Virjana. Gati Pradakshanya Kramana. Gati is movement. Pradakshana, we know Pradakshana. When we are going, Dakshina means that which is to my right. Okay, when I'm walking around something of respect and regard to me, it should always be towards my right hand. Pradakshana means ensuring that I'm walking around it. So when I extend my right hand, my right hand goes towards that object of reverence, that person of reverence to whom I respect. Pradakshana. Kramanama means when I am doing the pradakshina in an order. Gati pradakshina kramana masna ruti vitihi. Asana ati uhti vidhi means any time I'm walking, all those walks, let them be pradakshana. Okay, then asana adi uti vidhi. Gati pradakshana. So this is sandhi. Two words have been mixed. And that is the reason we need a guru to tell us, to explain the sandhi vichedam and how to spread them and explain what these words mean and how they need to be spread. Gati pradakshanya kramana masnadhyahuti vidihi. That's what the line says. Asana adi ahuti vidhi means whatever, right from the moment I wake up, I'm constantly searching the kitchen, I'm constantly searching the fridge, I'm constantly searching the dining table to search for what is there that I can put it in my mouth and chew. And I've been eating a lot of these things. But now, when I eat something, make it an offering to the fire oblations, the homam. In my body, there is Vaishvanara. Therefore, whenever I eat something, I am eating it as your prasadam. Therefore, whatever I eat from today, let it be an offering that I am doing to the holy fire that continues to maintain my body temperature. Okay. Then it says in the third line, Japo jalpashikpam sakalam api mudra virshana gati Gati Pradakshanyakam Namashnahutvi Pranamam Samvesha Sukamakila Atparpana Dasha. Pranama Samvesha means whenever I sit down, whenever I'm lying down, I might not have the knowledge to do a Sastanga Namaskaram to you. So whenever I'm sleeping also down, consider it to be my Sastangam to you. Because, oh mother, I'm an ignorant one. I never made an effort in this life to learn about the Mahasastras given by great gurus like Jagadguru Adi Shankaracharya. So when Muhammad cannot go to the mountain, mountain has to come to the Muhammad. You be that mighty mountain, Mahameru, you come to me and accept whatever I am doing out of ignorance. Why should you accept that I'm doing out of ignorance? Because you are a mother. And a mother's first, second, and last nature is to be an ocean of infinite mercy. And I don't know these things because neither I was told nor I made an effort to learn any of these things during this lifetime until now. Therefore, O Mother, have mercy on me and consider everything that I've been doing as your offerings, your prayers. Pranamam Samvesha Sukam Akilam. All my enjoyments in my life, I've been only going after my pleasures of my body, my mind. Okay, I want to sleep in AC rooms. I want to sleep in places that give comfort only to the body because I have not tasted any other pleasure in this life. So, for me to even make efforts for other pleasures, neither I was informed nor I was told. Either it is my parents, my gurus, my family, my society that I grew up in, or even my own efforts that I should have put. I never had the true friendship of Satsangatyam. I did not get the great friendship of devotees, saints, sadhus, who have given up everything that they have and surrounded themselves with isolation in the snow filled Himalayas because, Mother, you are the Parvata Rajaputri, Parvati, they know you dwell in those places. So they have abandoned all the places of comfort and have come to the extreme place of extreme cold. And even in that place of extreme cold, these people are lying without wearing clothes like avadutas. And it surprises me that sitting in a place of extreme comfort where sun shines every day, I continue to feel the cold of the winter. But these people sitting without the sunshine in a place where 360 out of 365 days is filled with snow, they don't have the cold bites, they don't have the cold shivers, and they continue to sit in the state of samadhi like a mountain. Who is protecting and enabling them? It is you, the Parvata Rajaputri, Parvati. Now, these are the Gyanis, the Muhammads who went to the mountain. I am an ignorant one who does not know any of these. I don't even know the map. Forget about getting initiated on the map for me to start walking, if not crawling. Therefore, you come to my rescue, and I am always, indulging myself in one pleasure after another. Sukam Akilam. All the life I'm running after only Sukams, but that which gives Sukam is bound to give Dukkam. Therefore, give me the jnanam that this is not the real Sukham. Sukham Akilam Atmar Panadrisha. Make me surrender myself to you, and let that surrendering be out of my ignorance to start with. And once that is done, Sapargya Pargyayat Tava Bhavatu. And then I realize that every part of what I have been doing should actually have been a part of your offering. Whatever I have had until now, whatever I have now, everything is because of your infinite mercy. Even though I did not deserve many things, There were many deserving people, more qualified than me, more eligible than me, more capable than me. They did not get these positions of power, positions of material wealth, positions of influence that I have. It is not because of my capabilities in any way, it's because of your protective drishti on me, because of somewhere, sometime, either my mother or my father or my guru, or I made a genuine prayer of total surrender to you, saying, I am the ignorant one who does not have the company and guidance of a guru, neither I have the patience to read nor the perseverance to sit and chant your mantras, your stotras, your stutis that have been composed by great gurus like Jagadguru Adi Shankaracharya and the whole parampara of Adi Shankaracharya that continues to come to bless us. I don't take time to go to the temples that have been started by that great lineage and order. And therefore, and we say in Bhavani Astakam, we talk about it. Na tato, na mata, na bandhur, na data, na putro, na putri, na bhrutyo, na bharta, na jaya, na vidya, na vrittir mamaiva. Gatistvam tumeka bhavani. All these things, na tato, na mata, na bandhur, na data, not my father, not my lineage, not my mother, not my vidya, not the one who is giving my salary and feeding me. None of these people will come to my rescue when the final judgment day comes, when my soul starts getting up from my body to pack. All the material wealth, all my bank balance, all the material riches, all the lands that I have registered will all stay back in this plane. If there is anyone who can come to my rescue, Gatistvam Tumeka Bhavani. You are the only one who will say, Gatistvam. Let the past be past, whether you have done something or not. I will come to you, my son, because I am your mother, and the nature of mother is just to give, not to expect, and not to take anything. And therefore, Mother, you are my refuge. And in this shlokam, Jagadguru says, if you make a genuine effort to Mother's feet, saying, Oh Mother, I have wasted my time until now with whatever be the reason, okay? Whether it could be ignorance, whether it could be my laziness, whether it could be something else. I never made efforts, but starting today, ensure that you become my guru, because Matru Devo Bhava, you ensured that I got a human form. Out of the 84 lakh species, I am the only one who can speak. The remaining 83 lakh 99,999 beings cannot speak. Therefore, they cannot chant a mantra of you, they cannot chant a stuti of you. If I chant a stuti, you will not get anything. I should chant a mantra and stuti because I cannot stay without chanting a mantra and stuti. Just like I cannot stay without talking to my biological mother who brought this body to this planet in this Sharma. I need to know you are the mother who have been protecting me through the various phases of my walks of life and janmas. Let me realize that paratattvam of you. And therefore, starting today, I might not have sufficient time to learn everything in this life, but whatever I do genuinely, if I speak a word, let that become your japam. Let that be about you and your greatness, your leelas. If I move my hand in one way, let that movement be to explain your mercy. If I am eating some food, let there be prasada bhavam, saying, I'm eating this food. So many people cannot eat the sweet because they have diabetes. I don't have it, I'm eating. When I eat, my body is able to digest it without causing any issues or vomiting or causing gas issues or indigestion issues. So I am blessed because you are doing the internal bodily functions. as Indrakshi Devi, as the goddess of organs and helping me digest that food. So let me eat everything with a prathada bhavam, that I am offering to the fire that is you, who is protecting my body in the form of my body temperature and immunity, as Jwala Devi, Jwala Malini Kakshaptavani Mandala Madhyaka. In Lalita Sahasranam, we'll get, you are the Jwala Malini Devi who is protecting the fort. What is the fort? Our body is the fort. What is Jwala Malini Kakshapta? Mother Goddess is protecting our body in the form of immunity and fire. So when I'm speaking, thousands of bacteria and microbes will be entering my body. Those which are good will become the probiotics. Those which are not good for my body will be eliminated by the immunity system. Who has taught them? Right? That is Jwala Malini Kakshaptavani Mandala Madhyaga. Okay, you are there in my body, protecting me in the form of fire and warmth. And therefore, whatever I throw, let it be an offering to the fire. And therefore, let it be a prasadam. Pranamam Samveda. So, I don't know how to do Sastanga Namaskaram to you. And whenever I'm lying down, wherever I'm doing, let it be a namaste, and let me understand the importance of Sastangam to you. Women have to do, the Panchanga Namaskaram, men have to do Sastanga. Since Jagat Guru has composed this, and most of the sadhanas are to be done by the man of the house. We basically say, if the lamp should be lit by the man of the house. Doesn't mean the women cannot do, but the Shastras say the man of the house should do all of these things. Okay, the prayer and the sadhanas are to be done. Just like when I'm hungry, I eat, my tummy gets filled. My mother, my wife, my son, my daughter's tummy will not get filled. Similarly, everybody have to do their own version of sadhana to feed their soul. But in a household, in Grahastha Dharma, the husband has to do the sadhanas importantly. The women, the kids, everybody else in the home also and should do, but lighting up the lamp at the god or goddess at the Simhasanam is the kartavyam of the man of the house. And therefore, Sastangam is also the responsibility, because from yesterday I came to today, and you ensured I am continuing still as Satyam, Shivam, Sundaram, to realize the ultimate truth, that which powers me as a being that is alive today. Let me understand that Sundari, Maha Tripura Sundari, who is powering all my three states of Jagrat when I'm awake, Swapna when I'm dreaming, Sushupti when I'm in deep sleep. Only when I realize that this is the Tripura Sundari who is watching me in all my three states of existence, she can take me to the fourth state of Turiya and the fifth state of Turiyatita into Samadhi. This Turiya and Turiyatita are the states in which the great sadhus, devotees, sannyasis living in the Himalayas and other places dwell in. Therefore, the climate, like the wind chill, the minus temperatures, the extreme heat, nothing can bother them, because they have passed all these three states of existence. So they appear human, but they are superhuman already. Okay. Until now, I have enjoyed all the pleasures of the body, because I did not know the true pleasure of my soul. So give me that. That is the offering of this slokam. Okay. With that, we will conclude today's class. We will say and make a prayer on Mangalam Guru Shree. Manasvi, if you can chant it, Amma.
मङ्गलं गुरुश्री चन्द्रमलीश्वरगे शक्तिगणपति शारदाम्बिके शङ्कराचार्यनिगे कालभैरवगे काली दुर्गगे वीरधीर सूर हनुमा मारुति शरणगे मङ्गलं गुरुश्री
Shrimatri Namaha. Stay blessed, and we will meet again in the next class. Next slokam is an extremely powerful slokam that says how Shiva did not even get a scar when he drank the halahalam. And this shlokam is known, and I have experienced many people who went into the clutches of death also came back from the jaws of death and still surviving. Not one, two, at least I know five people through my own personal experience. Very, very powerful shlokam. So we'll make an attempt to understand and discuss it in the next class. Stay blessed. Shri Maathrey, namaha.
Thank you. Namaste.
Bye.